welcome to day 2 of 30 days of Halloween. I thought, I'm just walking around, I thought we would light this candle and sit down on this Mabon afternoon in the studio and try to, well, not try to, it's not really trying, but try to channel in the first chapter or so of the Bringers of the Light story that I mentioned the other day. So, Mabon blessings. I'm drinking orange juice. And the only reason I'm drinking all this orange juice today is because I'm trying to use the container that it came in to make my own laundry detergent. See if that doesn't help my sensitive skin. Oh, I don't like it when the wicks are too long. So this is just going to be me buttering around here. We're going to, we're going to try to see, get the light going on the keyboard. Get it all together here. Come on, I want a light, I want a color. Some of these people have these really fancy little keyboards. I want one of those ones that makes really clackety sounds, but maybe we'll put it up over here. So it could write anywhere. I just use Google Keep. And I don't expect you to be able to see everything I'm doing. Some people, I am going to be posting this up on the podcast as well. People want to listen to the sound of my voice. You don't necessarily have to see what I'm doing. It's not all that exciting. Or you can see me in my purple and orange today. Just what an afternoon at the old homestead looks like. Okay, I don't know why I'm being so crazy about this. So I just have some spooky sounds playing in the background. Let's see, what have I been doing today on Mabon? I got up and I went to the sacred river with my dog. I've been taking her there in the mornings. Let's see. Bringers of the Light. So I don't know if anybody really cares or not, but I thought some of you might be curious, like how I write these stories. Let me see if this dang thing's even recording. Oh yes. Some of you might be curious how I write all my books and all these channeled stories. So I thought we would just spend a little bit of fun time together, like a cozy little hangout. And let's see. So what I do, I went to the river with my dog. I let her run around as best she can on her little horse lead leash. And then I came home, and yesterday I found out that I'm not eating enough protein. So I was feeling really exhausted, and I was like, why am I still sick from just a general, even if it is a quote-unquote ascension cold, why am I still feeling sick like 6 weeks later? It's been like 6 weeks. It's been exactly on the 8/8. And this is 9, whatever today is. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And then Spirit kept telling me you have to like just be quiet and don't do anything, like, when you get your best guidance when you're quiet. And so I did. And I was sitting outside with my son yesterday. It was really hot. So this is really fun. So it was really hot yesterday. It was like 100 degrees. I was waiting and waiting for the weather to get cold. I think I told you guys that. And then overnight, that wind blew through. And I woke up this morning. It was like 65 degrees and beautifully windy. Just like a beautiful fall day. Just perfect for our autumn equinox Mabon day. But yesterday I was like, why am I so tired? And finally Spirit's like, it's protein. And I'm like, what do you mean it's protein? And so, like, why they just can't tell me flat out, like, maybe they do try to tell me, I'm just not paying attention. You know, you can sometimes tell. I am a Gemini, and sometimes and I do live in the ethers a lot. So sometimes I am a lot, like, all over the place up in the spirit world. And they're like, it's protein. And so I was like, well, how much protein am I supposed to be getting? And so I'm doing plant-based. So this is like something for you guys too, if you're not, because I noticed like maybe things happening, like my skin's still not feeling it like it's any better. I don't know, but when I looked up like protein and all the vitamins that you could be getting from stuff that has to do with protein, I was like, oh, that's everything that's wrong with me right now. So I just looked into that today, and I went and bought a bunch of stuff, just plant-based, to make sure. Spirit's like, you're not eating enough either. So I wasn't eating enough for all of my activity that I'm doing, and I wasn't eating enough protein. So I just had to stock up on plant-based proteins and remind myself of how much I'm supposed to be eating, try to eat more. And just that's that. I guess because I just get busy, and then I just and then I don't feel hungry. So whatever. All right. So I've rectified that, I hope. Everybody started having more energy and feel good. All right. So I have this little keyboard. It's not a rat-a-tat-tat, like really fun, but it does have lights, and you can make them like shift back and forth and all that. And really, I mean, if I really wanted to just write quickly, I would just get my phone out and write. But I thought since we were spending this few minutes together on day 2 of Halloween, that I might just show you the process I go through to write. So really, I mean, if any of you are interested in writing stuff or doing, stuff, like I design all, the Oracle decks and stuff, like I've tried to make it super easy and simple for myself. So I write really all of my books in Google Keep. And I know there's other similar apps out there. And then I just transfer them into a manuscript format in Pages. And I just publish them as ebooks. And if it's a physical book that I'm publishing, like a paperback book, it's really not that much more work. It's the same template and all that. And then I just publish it. It's like super simple. I've gotten it down to like a super simple science. Super simple science. Super simple science, SSS, of how I do this. But we did say Bringers of the Light wanted to come through for this 30 Days of Halloween in a cozy mystery with Abigail and Dakkar. So I have no idea where they're taking me there. And they did show me yesterday in my I Spy book is where the Brighty Isle picture is at. And I was flipping through and I'm like, what do you want me to know? Just using the book as an oracle. And they showed me Brighty Isle. And I'm like, so something is going on with the Bringers of the Light today. And so I thought we would just try to maybe channel in the first few paragraphs or so and read that and see what it's all about and kind of get us in the mood for what might come next. Because I don't expect these Halloween stories to be super long stories. Maybe, 5 or 6, what I call chapters at the most. And they'll all end up going into ebooks. We'll probably do some 30 Days of Halloween, like short story book or something in ebook form. So I try to have a particular mood going on when I'm writing, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes inspiration just hits and I just check in with those guides. But I have said many a time that all my books are written via like automatic writing or stream of consciousness. That's exactly what it is. So there's nothing here on this page. I just typed in Bringers of the Light. I don't know what we want to call it or anything. I just trust them, what they're telling me as to what's going to come through. Whenever I do any type of work, and I consider this work my magical work as well, I create a sacred circle space around myself and around, you know, I just pick a spot that I like. So in this case, there's a kind of a fire circle that I like to be at etherically in my personal realm in the 5D or whatever you want to call it. And so I just create a sacred circle around that space, just bringing in the golden and diamond and rainbow and platinum light. And you can join me in that spot if you'd like to. You know, you may even want to, if inspiration hits while you're in this sacred little circle and you feel a story coming on. From Toy Story. Is it Toy Story 2? I feel a song coming on. If you feel a story coming on, then you might want to, since you're in a safe space, you might want to try your hand at automatic writing while you're with me here. I don't know. I don't like all these gadgets. I just want to type the damn story. Okay. So into this sacred circle, I'm calling in my creative team. So I have just a group of spirit helpers that hold space for me while I do creative work, and I'm calling them in now. And then I'm also calling in my story spirits from Bringers of the Light. So I know that wolf sound. So I know Abigail and Dakkar are here. Polly Willikers and Scratchy. Okay. And Crust. There was some other girl that worked at Crest. I have to go back. Sometimes I do make sure I write down like all the spirit friends' names and stuff and like backstory and things, because if I'm doing multiple books in a series, then sometimes I forget who they are. And there's somebody that works at Crest, and I have to remember her name. It's something like Megan or something like that, but we'll find that out later. I don't know if she's in here or not. Maybe she quit. All right, so I have Abigail and Dakkar in circle with me. I have Scratchy, which is really cute. Hold on. This is what happens now. Okay. Oh, I'm like passing in front of the camera. I have Scratchy, and then I drew this card because Scratchy is Polly Williker's familiar. Are there any other cards? Do you guys want me to draw? Since we're here, we said we would be drawing from Bubble Bubble. But I had this card earlier. This card. It says, hold it up right. Someone is looking out for you. This is from Bubble Bubble. Oh, we're going to start needing a ring light here soon. Okay. So let's get back down in my floor space. Okay. And let's see. I guess I shouldn't have done that, because if I want to show you the card, well, if you're listening to this, you don't need to see the card. Oh, it just flipped out. Okay. So Bubble Bubble, the card that flipped out is happiness. You are in charge of your own joy. Happiness, you are in charge of your own joy. So here I am. I'm doing something that makes me happy. And I like this. That's like a sugar skull and then a balance. That little balance circle's been showing up a lot, and this one has like a smile. So happiness, you are in charge of your own joy. So we'll put that there. Just doing something that makes me happy. And let's just, all right, come on. All these things are like, can you just start using us so we can stop turning off? All right, so all I'm going to do is just stream of consciousness, like write. I'm going to write. Okay, so I just kind of, oh heck, all right. All right, so I just have to kind of hear what's being said. I don't worry about spelling. So I'm going to channel this in, and then we're going to read the first chapter. But I do have to make sure I can read it later. So if I do see like really bad, blatant mistakes. So I just hear it like clear audiently in my head. I hear the story. And I don't ever change Spirit's words. So uh-huh. All right, well, they're saying one more. Hold on. And then we'll read it. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. All right, I'm going to read it to you guys. The typing. What the something was. Okay. So we're just channeling in like just a few sentences. So this is going to be the start. You guys, what is this going to be called? Hold on. I want to go back up to the title. It's not just going to be called The Bringers of the Light. Okay. All right. So, all right. So they said that this little mini story is going to be called Mabon and Murder. You guys. So here's what I just channeled in. I'm just going to read it. On the bottom of the deck, I am noticing a card that kind of popped up here before I even read this. It's called Tryst. A secret is being shown to you. It has a third eye and a 3 dice, like a 3-3. So let's take that. Let's see where this little reading is leading us here really quick. All right, so let's read this because we're going to build on this. So I'll go away here, and build on this story so that when I come back for one of our next episodes of 30 Days of Halloween, then we'll have more of a story to go on. So this is Mabon and Murder, Bringers of the Light. Abigail and Dakkar looked up at the old lighthouse and couldn't believe what they saw. It was a little dark outside due to the autumn storm that was blowing in. They had vowed that this little trip back to Rockaway Pointe for the Mabon Festival. See, they had vowed to take this little trip back to Rockaway Pointe for the Mabon Festival happening in a few days. Abigail had tried to find someone to take over Crest while she was away, but it was time for her to come home. Regardless of what was happening in Oakwood, her bakery and her coven needed her here. Dakkar didn't seem to mind and had accompanied her on the long flight back to Rockaway Pointe, sure that his woman wouldn't want to be without him for too long. The Mabon Festival this year was to be run by Polly Willikers, and she was to have everything just so. She had told Abigail over a telepathic conference that it was imperative she be there and enter her famous dead man's pudding in the contest. Dakkar held Abigail's hand as she looked again at the lighthouse. Something had been calling her here ever since Brighty Isle, and she was sure that she was going to find out what that something was. Dun, 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 dun. So I do recall, and I'm sure you guys don't, because you're not as intimately involved with my stories as I am, but I do recall at the end of Brighty Isle, even before they left the island, something about the lighthouse on the mainland of Rockaway Pointe kept calling to Abigail, and we never really found out what that was, and I've been wondering about that for quite some time, and every time I pull up the I Spy book, I'll show you guys. Oh my God, I can't stand text messaging, so sorry. Oh, texting drives me crazy. This book really actually reminds me a lot of Rockaway Pointe, which is, who knows, maybe that's where the story is coming from. Let me find this picture I want to show to you guys. I'm kind of behind the camera right now. Okay, this one. This, ever since this lighthouse showed up, which to me, it's kind of like, there's the lighthouse. Oh my God, my stomach. Here's Brighty Isle, if you don't recall. And ever since that lighthouse showed up, so it's like from Brighty Isle, Abigail saw the lighthouse. And ever since then, I've been wondering, like, what's going on with that lighthouse? So it looks like with what the heck are we calling it? Mabon and Murder. Holy smokes. We are going to find out exactly what that something is. So I'm going to keep this whole thing a little short. I just want to say hello today. Let's draw one more card from Bubble Bubble, and we will interpret these. Oh, okay. This is one of the story cards. This is spooky. Let's read it. So we have happiness. You are in charge of your own joy. I have to remember people might just be listening to this. With a sugar skull and that yin yang balance circle, the black and the white thing. Which I do have to plug. Amanda Ellis did a really cool video. Maybe 2 or 3, like last week or something, about the violet pill and a new way of, if you're interested in that at all, it had to do with kind of a new activation with this yin-yang symbol thing. I don't know if I'm calling it the right thing, but anyways, really cool. That's a really good video to watch. I love Amanda Ellis. Okay, so we have happiness. We have tryst. A secret is being shown to you, with an I and a 3, like a 3-3. And look, we've got 3 cards. And then the spooky card is, that's funny, Emily thought. The lights were on in the house when I left to take Benny trick-or-treating. Benny thought it was funny to play little jokes on his sister. He was known for being a mischievous trickster. Oh, God. And that card has like it has a spirit guide and a devilish spirit guide. Okay, so I did just get a message today that if you've been doing a lot of healing work on yourself, I mean, like a lot, and you feel like for a lot of people, something really big and magical is starting to flow in October. I don't know if you can see my freaking face in the camera or not. Something big and magical is starting to flow in. So it fits in with the channeling we did of all of the overarching themes for the months of the year. And I said, you guys have heard me, if you've listened to me for a while, say that, what was it? July, August, and September was signs and omens. Well, October, November, and December is called Unhooked Karma and Unleashed Possibilities. And there's like those of us, I'm including myself in here because I just feel like I've done a ton of work on myself. But that something really big is shifting for those of us or those of you that fall into that realm. And I was just watching a reading today from one of my favorite readers, Dee, at Consciousness Evolution Journey. And she said that for those of us that fall, so I'm assuming if you're here and you're watching this, you fall into that realm, that realm of unhooked karma and unleashed possibilities. And we're going to find out what that all means. But that some of us are welcoming in, I'm saying it's starting in October, with the 1010, like a whole bunch of these blessings. Just what is unleashed possibilities? Like anything is possible. The whole thing we've been talking about in the podcast about, do you believe in magic? But one of the overarching theme of the reading that, this was her pick a card, but the overarching theme was that some of us are getting all new spirit guides. And not all new, but new spirit guides are coming in to help us because of all the work we've done. All the spirit guides that have been with us for a while to help us do all this shadow and really deep healing and clearing and cleansing work and all that are stepping out now, and more fun. She specifically said more fun spirit guides who are kind of mischievous and jokesters and fun, really just fun and more lighthearted are stepping in. And a lot of the ways that they'll be communicating with us is through like mischievousness and jokes and little stuff like coyote energy, like trickster energy. Just doing stuff like to make us laugh, like giving us signs that are kind of funny or cheeky, or so not being like devilish, like crazy, like that. Like people think of, this time of year as, spirits and spooks are out to get me or whatever. And it's like, no, some of us are getting more lighthearted guides, and not that our current guides, were, I don't know, like they helped us because the work was serious. But now we're ready, ready for more fun and stuff. And so I really feel like that's what this is speaking of. Even so, because the image I used for the spooky, I have another card in this deck called You'll Never, where is it? It'll be crazy if it just fell out. You'll Never Face the Night Alone. This one. It's one of those lonely nights, you'll never face the night alone. And what channeled in for these three little like trick-or-treating people is these were like your spirit guides, and they were being like lighthearted and fun, and the work doesn't have to be so serious, and you are never alone. And that same little image, that same little guy comes up on this spooky card, and it's just so funny. Like Emily, whoever she is, the lights were on in the house when I left to take Benny trick-or-treating, and I guess he like went and turned them off or whatever, like trying to play a spooky joke on his sister. Benny thought it was funny to play little jokes. He was known for being a mischievous trickster. I just feel like this has something to do with heralding in these new guides that are more lighthearted, more fun, which is going to help us usher in all these uncharted territory and blessings and all the stuff that we've earned them because we have been doing so much work. We have been balancing any karmic debt. So I feel like there was a lot of karmic balancing being done. We're coming into the season of balance with Libra season. Libra is all about a lot of things. But I just feel like there's a whole new energy showing up in October that I'm really, really excited about. So that's a little mini reading for you. We have now Mabon and Murder. For those of you that want, we said we were going to give Abigail and Dakkar a cozy mystery. And whenever Polly Willikers and Scratchy show up, it's definitely funny. Mysterious trickster energy coming in to this whole thing. So as we weave this story together of Mabon and Murder, we'll see what else shows up for us as we go through this 30 days of Halloween. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me and my orange juice and my outdated equipment. And where did that come from? My equipment's like brand new. It's brand new. Let's see, gratitude. I've got this brand new fancy furry microphone. So I don't have outdated equipment. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. I want to thank the guides who showed up, Abigail and Dakkar and Polly and Scratchy. And we will see you all again for the next episode of the 30 Days of Halloween. Take care.